Listen to this video very carefully. This is probably one of the most videos I've ever recorded, and I want to share with you guys something that is extremely important. If you are under financial pressure, if you have a lot of stress, anxiety in your life, if you don't know what to do, if you're lost, make sure you watch until the end of this video, because I will show you guys something that is extremely important, something that they should have taught us in school, something that we should already know, but the system is not telling us that. And in this video, I want to share with you guys something extremely important. I was just here trading, and that is something that came up to my mind, and I decided that I wanted to record this video to share that with you guys. So I will tell you a story of my life, how I got into trading, how everything started for me, and you will see why. But after, there will be a very important lesson to learn from that, and it will basically unlock everything for you. I'm being dead serious when I say that. I'm not joking. This is the most important thing that I can tell you and that you can learn from this video. So let's actually get right into it. So I started trading and learning about trading, I should say, about 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. I was still in high school at that time, right? I was still going to school, doing, the normal student life, we can say. So I was going to school, and I started learning about trading. A friend of mine told me about it, and he was also starting to learn about it. So I started, researching online information, doing everything in my power, really, to actually learn this, right? Like, I was going over everything I could find, videos, reading on the website, books, all of that. I was just trying to learn as much as possible, and this is probably what you're doing as well. This is why you're watching this video, I would guess, right? You probably just want to learn something, and so this is exactly what I was doing at that time, 3-4 years ago. I was just going over the internet, and I was trying to learn and do everything by myself, all right? So I did that for about 3-4 months, and after that I've been extremely lucky to meet my first mentor. And with this first mentor, I remember this was probably like the turning point of my life, I would say. I went to eat with him one day, and we were just, we were in the restaurant, we were talking about trading, what I was going to do later with my life, his job and all of that. He is a portfolio manager, and he is a very, very big portfolio manager out here in Quebec, in Canada. So, we were talking about that, and he came up with something that, just fascinated me. He asked me a question. He said, "Anthony, I want you to explain me very briefly how you trade, how you look at the market." Keep in mind, at that time, I was still relatively a beginner, even if I had studied a lot already, and I thought I had a good idea of what I was doing. So I started explaining him, I was, doing this, I was taking my trades because of that, I was going in at, that moment, and I was just trying to explain him how I was trading. After that, he let me talk the whole time. After that, he looked at me and he said, "What you've learned is complete wrong. What you've learned is full of bullshit." And right there, it just like, wow, this just opened my mind to a whole other universe, all right? He basically took everything that I've learned from before on the internet and throw that in the garbage, and we started all over again. Now, this may be painful to hear that, and it was painful for me when I heard that, right? Because I had spent months learning how to trade, and a second he literally told me that everything that I've done so far was completely wrong. So that was not easy to take in, but what did I do? I just listened to him, because he was my mentor. He was the one who knows what he's talking about. So I just decided, all right, I will do what he says. I will forget everything that I've learned before, and I will study what he gave me to study. And then with this mentor, we went on and met other mentors and other mentors. So I've been extremely lucky in my journey to have many different mentors. And I'm talking about like the top people in this industry. Like if you think that, you know, the people you see on Instagram like making like 5, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever is big, it's nothing compared to the people that I've learned from. I'm talking about people who manage hundreds of billions of dollars, right? People who work for the biggest bank in Canada. You can even look it up on Google if you want. It's the RBC Bank, and they manage hundreds of billions of dollars. So why am I telling you this? Why am I sharing this story with you guys? Well, here's the following. If you don't have a mentor in this industry, which is the trading industry, you will never succeed. It's that simple. Let me repeat that. If you don't have a mentor, you will never succeed. And it's not enough to just have a mentor. You need to have the right mentor, right? Because you see that at the beginning of my journey, I didn't have a personal mentor. So what did I do? Well, just probably like yourself, right? I went online, I tried to, read everything that I could find about trading and just learn more about it. This is what I was doing. I was just trying to learn and to grab all the information that I could. But when I met my mentor, this is when everything started actually working for me, because he is the one that told me that what I had learned before was wrong. So I'm sharing you this story to show you the power of mentorship, to explain you why it is so important to have a mentor. It is crucial. And we could even, talk about different aspects of life. We could go into, happiness, social life, health, but in every aspect of life, having a mentor is the best way to actually make it happen. It's the best way to actually see success, right? And I'm not even the one who invented this rule, right? Look at all the successful people in the world. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, you can even think of other people like Plato, Socrates. All of the greatest people of our time actually had a mentor, at least one. And they all learned from him. And that is why they become so great at what they're doing, right? I don't know who said that quote, but one of my favorite quotes of all time, he said, "The reason I am so great is because I am willing to stand on the shoulders of giants." And that is the best way that I could put it. That is the reason why having mentors is so important. And keep in mind as well, and I think that this is what you can also learn from, my little story that I shared with you guys. And this is just my trading story, by the way, right? Because maybe that you guys know, but before getting into trading, I was, not doing very well financially. I had to go outside during the winter, and here in Quebec during the winter, it gets very, very, very cold. So I had to get outside and, just remove the snow out of people's yard for a few bucks per hour. That was a few years ago. After that, I started my first business and I made no money at all. And so I went, pretty much broke because of that. I had invested money in my business and it never made any money. And after that, I started, getting into trading. So that's basically, the before trading that you guys haven't seen because I was just not on social media at that time. So what you can learn as well from this story is that mentors will save you a lot of time, right? And that is why I'm saying that I've been very lucky. I found my mentors in the first few months of my trading journey. But some people end up finding mentors much later in their journey, and that is so painful to see because they have spent so much effort, so much time to learn something that does not even work. I actually posted something about that 2-3 days ago, I think. I said that it's so sad to see all of these people putting in the time, putting in the efforts, being patient and all of that, but they are learning from the wrong people. They have the wrong approach. They have shit information. And because of that, no matter how much time you put in, no matter how much effort you put in, you will never succeed in this industry. It's that simple, right? Think about it that way. If you want to go to north, right? You want to go to north. But if you don't know that the way you actually started working was the opposite way, right? it doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter how much effort you put in, because someone who goes directly to north will do this, and someone who doesn't go to north and goes into the opposite direction will have to do this. So you see, maybe that eventually the person will get where he wants to be, but it will take much longer. And keep in mind, my friend, right? The most expensive thing in life is time, because you can never get more time, right? You can never get more time. That is the most expensive thing you have, and that is the most valuable thing you have. So it is important to not waste your time, and mentors allow you to do that, right? Mentors are the one that will make you go directly to north, and because of that you will be able to reach your goals and actually succeed in whatever you are doing. As I said, because this principle works in any area of life, you will be able to succeed in your industry. This is the most important rule that you can learn from the successful people by studying them. I just gave it to you right now. This is the most important thing. Nothing comes even close than that, right? People often talk about, hard work, patience, dedication. All of these things, of course, they matter, but it's not even close to actually having the right mentors and learning from the right people, right? And the reason why I'm sharing you this is because, as I said, this is what changed everything for me, right? And it's not even a joke, like it's not a movie, it's just my life. It's just how I actually learned how to trade. I just met, my mentors, and from there I learned perfectly how to trade. This is why I became profitable pretty early in my journey in trading. This is why after only a few years of being into trading, I am now a full-time trader, and I am living out of trading, and I'm making pretty good, decent money, I would say, with trading, right? And so I'm not telling you this to, sound cool or to impress you. I'm just telling you this because that's actually the truth. That's actually what it led me to have those results. Mentorship, right? To have the right people around you. This is crucial, and nothing even is more important than that, right? And it's a shame that they don't teach us in school, right? Like in school, we're so focused about learning about, mathematics, grammar, learning everything, memorizing everything, but they don't even teach us who should we learn from in the first place, right? And it's so common sense, right? That's probably as well what you're thinking when you watch this video. Oh, Anthony, I know I need to learn from the right people. Okay, it's common sense, but keep in mind that it's not what you know, it's what you do, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you are aware that having mentors is important. It's, are you actually going out there to find mentors, right? And so this is what led me to actually create Reversal Master, which is my trading course, right? So I'll actually tell you guys also the story behind how I created Reversal Master, and you will see that everything is correlated in this video, and you will also learn something from that. So after meeting, my first mentor, and after studying what he gave me to study, and pointing me in the direction of north, basically, I started becoming profitable pretty fast after that, simply because I had the right information. As I said, I knew what I had to study and what I had to learn, so I simply did the work. It's really that simple. So I started, becoming profitable. At that time, I was still going to school, and one of my friends actually came up to me one day, and he told me that he wanted to start learning how to trade. At that time, I had never taught someone how to trade. I didn't know if I was even able to teach that, right? Because I was still learning myself. I was still, I was just, becoming profitable and all of that. So I didn't really know if I was able to actually teach this skill. So I told him, why not, right? Let's try it. Like, I didn't charge him anything at that time. Like, there was no course, that it was just me and him, that we would meet up, very often, and I would just share with him what I was doing on the market, how I was taking my trades, and all of that. It was just very fun to do as well, because he was interested in the subject and I was also very interested in the subject, and I've always loved, giving back, and I thought that why not trying to help him as well. So this is what we did, and we met many times, we started looking at charts together, and eventually, sure enough, he also became profitable. And this is when the idea of creating Reversal Master came up to my mind, because at that point I realized that, number one, I could trade for myself and make profits, but I could also teach this skill, right, and help others. So I was like, oh, why not create something, right, that I could put available to everyone who is actually willing to learn and who is willing to go through the course and actually, just become a trader. So this is when I realized that I could also be teaching, and that is such a nice feeling, right? Because I think it's Einstein that once said one of my favorite quotes as well. He said, if you are unable to explain something simply, right? I think he said something like that. It means you don't understand it enough. So I was able to actually teach my friend how to trade. And because of that, I've just realized that, oh, okay, now I can trade and I can also teach people how to trade. So let's actually do something to share that information. And this is how I ended up creating Reversal Master, which is my trading course, right? And so the reason as well, like the deep reason as well behind the course and why did I decide to do that, is because I am aware that the right mentorship is extremely hard to find, right? As I told you guys, I didn't learn from people online. I did at the beginning, but that was the wrong information, right? So this led me in the complete wrong direction. So the people who I learned from are, as I said, some of the best traders and portfolio managers in Canada and probably even in the world, because they manage hundreds of billions, right? They are very, 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 very good at what they're doing, and that is why I became a pretty good trader myself, because I stand on the shoulders of giants, as I told you guys with the codes. So the deep reason, to come back to what I said, about why did I create Reversal Master, was to actually give back the right information, because I know that it's extremely hard to find. And if you've been learning how to trade for, even just few weeks or few months, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know that it's hard to find the right information, and most likely you are in a similar situation than I was before. So I created the course to actually make this information available, right? Make the information that the top people in this industry, people who work in banks and all of that, available to the public. Because I realized that most of the information out there was completely wrong. And this led a lot of people to losing money and to being unhappy in life, right? To think that they had found their path, which is trading, but they eventually lose money. And so that was just devastating to me. I just hated seeing people, not succeeding in trading, and not because of themselves, right? That is the hardest part to take in. If you have the wrong mentors, well, it's not even your fault, right? As I said, you can put in, no matter how much effort, no matter how much time you put in, no matter how patient you are, if you don't have the right mentorship, it's game over. So I was like, damn, like this is so unfair, right? Because I did nothing special to meet my mentors, honestly. Like I've just been very lucky to meet these people and to eventually learn from them. Like I'm not special, all right? Like I'm just a regular person. Like I don't put me here, all right? Like that's like the reason I'm profitable is because I've learned from the right people. It's that simple. And so I'm not that great, right? And that's why I want to share this information with you guys. That's why I created this course, to actually teach other people what I've learned, because I realized that I've been extremely lucky. And I also realized that a lot of people don't have this opportunity to meet that kind of people. So I wanted to give back this information, all right? So that is the point of the course, and that is basically what led me to create the course. And so every day I am dedicated and I am doing everything in my power to teach people how to trade the best way possible, right? I'm trying to give back as much as possible because I've been lucky. Like I'm not special, as I said, right? So I'm just doing this to give back. And so when you will join Reversal Master, when you will take the course, you will get access to a bunch of different things. You will have access to I'm always adding new content and new videos, but at the time of this recording, there are over 65 hours of educational content, and I think there's something like 150 videos. So there's a lot of content only in the video forms. After that, we are doing personal sessions as well with my student. So I know every single one of my students. I work with them on a personal level, right? And that is also the point of why did I do the course that way, right? Like, why did I include personal sessions in the course? Well, the reason is very simple. I wanted for people to actually have the ability and the possibility to talk with me, to chat with me, to confirm with me what they were learning and if they were able to apply the information the right way on the market. And the reason as well why I did that is because this is how I learned, and this is how I realized that everything started working a lot better for me when I actually met people where I could talk with them and just, you know, make sure that what I was doing was good, which are my mentors, right? So this is why I decided to do that as well in the course, because I wanted people to have the opportunity to come with me in the personal sessions and confirm what they were learning. And after that, we have a bunch of other things in the course. We have the training group, we have webinars. Obviously, you guys have access to my personal help all the time. Homework, we have following up process as well that we do with every student, as I said. So I'll not go over all of that, and just because you guys can look it up on the website, all the information are there. And this video, by the way, is not me trying to sell you my course or anything. I'm just recording this video to share with you guys basically like how did I become a profitable trader, why mentorship is so important, and how it's actually relevant for you guys to know that as well, right? So I'm not trying to push anything to you. I'm just sharing this information with you guys, and after, well, you can do whatever you want with this information. But I am telling you, right? This is not magic. This is just the truth. Everyone who did something great in their life actually had a mentor and learned from another person. I think it's Warren Buffett who once said that it's good to learn from your own mistakes, but it's even better to learn from other people's mistakes, right? So you don't need to go out there and lose money and buy different courses because you cannot find the right person, and go through all of this painful system and go to this very hard path. It can actually be very simple, my friend, right? You just need to have the good starting point and to actually put in the work. And then after that, well, you can eventually end up with a lot of success. Now, obviously, it's not easy, right? And that is something to keep in mind as well. It's not easy. A lot of people want to make you believe that it's easy, but it's not as hard as you may think as well, right? It's not that hard to become profitable. Of course, there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things to know and to master, but it's not that hard, right? If you have a good mentor and if you actually put in the work after and just study what your mentor gives you, you will eventually end up being successful. Like, this is like, if you want to know the secret, right? A lot of people always ask me like, what's the one thing? What's the secret? This is the secret, my friend, right? Like, there's nothing fancy here, all right? So like, this is, I don't even know how to say it, but it's so important. If there's one thing, one video that you need to remember in your life to actually make this happen, is this one. You need to have the right information. And believe me, it's hard to find. There's not that many people out there on the internet who actually have that information. As a matter of fact, what you will learn in the course, I have never seen another person online trade the same way that I do. Some people have similarities, obviously, right? I mean, I'm not the only one to have this information, but very few people have. and I actually created my own strategy, right? Meaning the way that I take my trades, I created this. This is my own strategy. So this is the only place where you can learn this information, right? And it's available to you. That's why it's amazing, right? That's why it's great about it. And you know, a lot of people love to find excuses as well. And I think that this is another topic that is so important and so relevant when it comes to actually being successful. But a lot of people are professional at finding excuses. For example, oh, Anthony, but I don't have the time. That's bullshit. You have the time. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? So let's say you sleep, I don't know, let's say you sleep like 8 hours. So after that, you have 16 hours left. Let's say that you work 8 hours during the day, right? You have a full-time job, whatever. You still have, after that, 8 hours, right? If you sleep 8 and you work 8, after that, you still have another 8 hours of your day. So maybe, you know, of course you need to eat, you need to wash, you need to maybe drive to your job and come back, you need to do dinner, maybe you have a family, you want to spend time with your friends, like whatever you want to do, right? In those left 8 hours, it's not taking you 8 hours, right? Like, don't tell me that it takes you 8 hours to drive and to eat, right? Like, it's just not true, and you know that, right? That's why I want to push this right now. It's because I know that most of you guys are aware of that, right? And when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, that's true. I'm probably taking some of that time and, you know, doing other things. And it's not bad, right? There is nothing wrong with that, right? Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's not bad to spend time with family. Of course, it's amazing, right? And that's why, that's one of the greatest things that I get out of trading. I have so much freedom. I can do whatever I want, and I absolutely love it. And once again, I'm not saying this, you know, to brag or to impress you. I'm just telling you this because it's possible, right? To achieve those results. It's possible. Right? If you actually give yourself the efforts, and if you actually just put in the time, which you probably have some time that you can put in, right? You don't need like to study like 5 hours every day to become good, right? Maybe just like 30 minutes, 1 hour per day, it's already enough, right? It's not even like how much time you put in every day. It's more about the consistency. Are you able to be consistent with your work? Are you putting in at least a little bit of time every day? And I'm pretty sure that most of you guys are able to find that, you know, 30 minutes to 1 hour more every day just to put in studying this, right? So everyone has time, all right? And this is why I love trading so much, because keep in mind, right? It comes back to what I said at the beginning. The most valuable thing that you have in life is time. So trading allows me to have a lot of time freedom, right? And after that, I can do whatever I want. I can, you know, go with dinner with my family. I can see my friends. I can travel. I can just work on other things. I can develop myself. I do music as well. Some of you guys probably know that too. So I can do what I want after that, right? Because trading gives me a lot of freedom. And so that is, you need to see basically learning how to trade as an investment, right? Because that's actually what it is. It's an investment for your future self, right? You will put in the time and the efforts now, but after that, you will have much more time freedom. So you will be able to do what you want, right? It's like the quote of like, live a few years like most people want so that you can live the rest of your life like most people can, right? Something like that. So that is basically the idea as well with trading. So you have the time, my friend. Like, don't bullshit yourself, all right? Because if you say that you don't have the time, the only person you are tricking is yourself. You're not tricking me, right? Or you're not tricking your friends, your parents, whatever. That's your future. It's your own life, right? So if you constantly say, oh, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, this is not true. And if you just keep telling yourself that every time that there is an opportunity that is showing up to you, well, what life really is, right? If you never take advantage of the opportunities that are coming your way, eventually there will be no more opportunities. Eventually it will be too late, right? That's just the truth of life. A lot of people end up, being old in their life and realizing that, yeah, they wasted a lot of time and their life could have been much better if they would actually have taken advantage of those opportunities, right? So the best way to actually realize that is just to manage your time properly and just to think about it, and you will see that you have more time than you think in one day, right? And as I said, you don't have to study a lot every day. Like, you need to be consistent and put in the time at least a little bit every day, and at the end of the day, this is how you will be able to get good results, right? And so after that, another excuse that people will say, for example, oh, Anthony, all right, but I don't have the money, right? I don't have the money to join, or I don't have the money to trade. That's probably not true as well, right? We live in 2019, guys, right? As at the time of the recording of this video, we are in 2019. We have the internet, right? It has never been easier in the time of history to make money, right? And to create financial freedom. I'm telling you, it has never been easier than it is today. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy. Don't misunderstand once again what I'm saying. Maybe that you are in a situation right now that is extremely hard, right? Maybe that you have a family to take care of. Maybe that you have debts. Maybe that you have a house to pay. Maybe that you need to work a job to, just provide food for yourself and your family. Like, I don't know what situation you're in, and I'm not trying to make it seem as it's easy to deal with, because it's probably not. But what I'm saying is that you need to realize that there are opportunities out there, and that it's possible to actually change your life and to make it happen, right? As I said, it's not a movie, it's not like a joke, it's just the truth. It happened for me, it happened for my mentors, and it's happening for a lot of my students, right? Like, a lot of people have the money, but they just spend it on dumb shit, right? They buy, shoes, they buy clothes, they buy things they don't need. Now, I'm not against all of that, right? As you guys maybe know as well, I love nice clothes, I love jewelry, I love fashion, and I love all of those things, right? It's great, it's not a problem. But the problem is that if you are actually lying to yourself about saying, I don't have the money, but you actually do, you just put the money on the wrong things, right? You are just buying things that are not going to make your life any better for the present moment or even for the future. So it's important to understand that, right? And I'll give you an example. Think right now of something that you would like to buy, right? Think about something that you love. I'll use the example of whatever, like a nice car. Let's say that you love a Lamborghini. You would like a brand new black Lamborghini Aventador, right? Let's say. If tomorrow I pull up to your house with this car, with the perfect Lamborghini, with a brand new 2019 Lamborghini Aventador, all black, that you absolutely love. And if I tell you that I will give you this Lamborghini if you are able to find $500 by the next day, are you going to do everything you can to find that money? Probably. And are you going to get that money? Probably, right? You will do everything in your power to actually find that money, that $500 to buy the Lamborghini. You will do everything in your power to do that. So now the question is, are you putting more value on a car than your future? Right? Because that's really what it is. If you answered yes, right, to this, if you said that yes, I will find the money in one day to buy the Lamborghini, well, you are putting more attention, more value on a car than on your future, right? So you see, it's not about the lack of money, it's about where are you actually putting your money, right? And the beauty of learning the skill of trading is that with this skill, you will eventually be able to buy the Lamborghini, right? Now, I'm not saying that everyone will buy Lamborghinis and drive Ferraris and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, that's just an example to illustrate to you guys that most people are just placing their money at the wrong place. So you need to quit this habit and see where are you putting your money and actually place it where it should be after that in order to actually reach your goals, right? So this is what they should have taught us in school, right? This is the master key. This is the secret. Put it whatever you want. This is the most important things that I believe you can learn and that will help you reach your goals in life. All right. And this is why I created the course, to give people a path to follow, right? Because as I said, and this is probably what you've realized as well in your trading, journey. If you are beginning, if you're already into learning and all of that, it's really hard to find the right information. It's hard to know what to do. It's hard to know what to study and how to start, how to begin. So I created the course to actually give this path to everyone, to actually create this environment for success, to actually make it possible for a lot of people to actually see success in this industry. And so at the end of the day, you need to realize that it's possible for everyone, right? And you need to realize as well that if you don't take advantage of the opportunities when they're showing up in your life now, you may regret it later and you may not have a chance to go back with those opportunities, right? Because I'm not planning to do Reversal Master for the rest of my life, right? I'm not planning to keep doing that for years and years and years. I'm not planning to stop right now, but eventually I will stop. Right? And if you wait too long, well, one day it will be too late to actually get in and to actually start learning. And I'm telling you, this is the right information. This is what you want to know about trading, right? And you can just see it through my results, right? I have pretty damn good results. And once again, I'm saying this to show you guys what is possible, right? And that's why I'm posting my results on social media and all of that. I want to show you guys what is achievable when you actually do things properly, when you actually have a good mentor and when you know what you're doing and when you put in the work. So this opportunity will not be there forever. Now, I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but that's just the truth, right? I am not planning to do Reversal Master forever. So don't wait too long, right? And maybe as well that one day, and this day is probably coming pretty soon, that I will not have the time to teach everyone personally because there will be too much demand, right? I don't have unlimited times. As I told you guys, time is the most important thing that we have in life. So if I don't get the time enough to teach everyone personally, well, this part of the course will go away. As of now, it's still there, but it will probably not be there forever and for a very long time, right? So that's why I'm saying that you want to have this opportunity right now, and you are actually having it right now, right? I'm giving it to you now. Now the question is, are you actually going to take advantage of this opportunity or not, right? Are you actually going to do something with this opportunity or not? And so one thing I want to say as well, the reason why there is a price on the course is exactly why, because time is limited, right? I don't have unlimited times. So I cannot teach everyone personally for free. I just don't have the time for that. I have 24 hours in a day. I cannot teach thousands of people personally, right? That just doesn't make any sense. So I need to filter who is serious and who is not, who will actually go through the course and take it seriously. Because you maybe realize that as well, but this is something that I've realized myself. When you pay for something, you tend to put more attention and be more serious about it, right? If someone gives you a book versus if you buy a $50 book, right? There's more chance that you will actually read the book that you bought and not the one that your friend gave to you, because you actually put money to buy the book, so you will take it more seriously. And that's the same idea with the course. I want to work with people who are serious. I want to work with people who will take this extremely seriously and who will eventually see results, because that is my goal. I want to see my students succeeding. I want to see my students making it happen, right? That is my main goal with the course. I want to see people winning. That's why I created the course in the first place, because as I told you guys, I realized that there was so much information out there that is not good and that led people to not succeed. So I wanted to create something that would actually allow people to succeed and to make it in this industry. So that's my goal. I want to see my students succeeding, and in order to do that, I need to be there with them and to help them the best way that I can, which is why there are personal sessions, as I said before. So I want to work with people who are serious because I want to see people having results. And this is why there is a price on the course, because I don't have the time to teach everyone personally. So I need to filter who will actually take it seriously and the people who don't, right? And so that's why as well that I'm saying that all the excuses don't work, right? Because there's a real possible way to actually not be stuck with those excuses, as we said before, with the time and the money, for example, right? Those are not valid excuses. We all have the same 24 hours and it has never been easier than today to make money, right? So I want to work with people who are serious. And so that is why the group is a limited group, right? I'm not letting everyone join this group. I want to work with people who are serious, and the price is there to filter those people versus, the rest of people. So the goal of the course is really to make, to create profitable traders, to lead people in the right direction when it comes to this industry, to actually just, create an environment for success with a lot of good traders so that we can all trade together, have fun, and, just see each other and just make it happen all together, right? Like, it's better for me, at least in my mind, it's better to make less money but with people and win all together than just being this rich guy but you're alone and all of that. I prefer to win with my people. I want to see the people that I work with winning, because that is just much better. It's much more fun to actually have a group of genuine people who are all going in the same direction. We're all just at the end of the day, our goals is to be profitable traders. We want to make money, we want to have fun, we want to have freedom. And so it's a lot better to evolve in a group with a lot of people who have the same results as the same goals as you, right? So that is basically the idea as well behind the course, to create an environment for success with a lot of people. Because trading, if you don't have a group, if you don't have people to work with, it can be very lonely, right? Because trading, you're in front of the charts all day, you look at your charts, you take your trades and all of that, but you don't see anybody, you don't talk to people if you just stick in this little bubble, right, of yourself. But so it's a lot better to actually have a good environment with other people who are going in the same direction as you. So if you are ready to take the course, if you are ready to actually make this happen and just start learning about trading, well, what you can do is simply go on the website and you will see that you will be able just to take the course. You can take it with either PayPal or any type of card. It will also work. So all you have to do is obviously enroll with us, and when that will be done, you will be able to start learning, to start going through the course. We will also do our first private session together. That's actually the first step of the course, to do the first private session together, to really just make everything clear, for me to meet you as well and to just start learning together. You will see after that you will be able to go through the videos, you will be added to the trading group and all of that. So if you are ready to actually join us and start learning how to trade, well, you can do that. You know where it is and you know basically what you have access after that. So I don't want to hold you guys any longer, because this video was there to, as I said, just bring you value and really show you guys the importance of mentorship and all of that. So I don't want to hold you guys any longer. So if you are ready, you can either click on the link in the description. It will bring you over to my website, and there you will be able to enroll with us. Or if you are watching this video directly on the website as well, you just need to scroll down and you will be able to enroll with us. All right. So on that, I hope to see many of you guys in the group and get to know you and eventually succeed all together. All right, so thank you for watching. Take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and yeah, I hope to see many of you guys in the group.